So Isabella Robusto finds herself in a new spot on the pole, leading this field to green. Gio Ruggiero, teammate, leaning on her right there. Green flag is in the air. We are racing at Kansas Speedway. Venturini Motorsports, nose to nose into turn one. Gio with a great initial start. He jumps out in front, takes the lead. Isabella remains second on the bottom of the racetrack.
Andy Jankowiak on the outside in that 73 car moved up because Zilich moving back, started fourth. Side by side now for second with Isabella.
How about Andy J? Great to see him back with a great effort. Fast race car in practice, qualifying, taking advantage of it right now. Shown in the fourth spot.
Isabella is into the wall.
Caution is out. Our pole sitter, big trouble early on.
She got a little bit loose down in 3 and 4, was losing some positions. Looked like she tried to move back in line and squeeze somebody as she was getting it down in turn number 1.
But Gio Ruggiero is the control car on the inside. Green flag is in the air once again.
Look at Tanner Gray. That blue car looks to the inside of LeVar Scott. Gonna make it through wide. There's no room.
3 wide. There's Rubbin. They all keep it straight. Andy Jankowiak slides back.
That's the problem with making that move. You have to believe, as Chris Wright now is going to try to go to the inside of Tanner Gray. That's Chris Wright in the 15 car. Andy J is going to shut the door on him.
Corey Day on the high side.
You have to have a lot of trust that those other people know you're there. Obviously, they didn't all know, and they made some contact there. Hopefully the tires will stay up.
Right back in fifth. Great battle heating up here. The 18. Tanner Gray found victory lane, as we mentioned earlier in the season, at Charlotte after dominating here, only to lose the win to Connor Mozak.
Yeah, and I know he loved to get that win at Charlotte, but I'm telling you, as we see more action, this one got away from him, and he's got a little bit of I guess a little bit of redemption on his mind here.
Just knows how to get it done. They just have such an incredible notebook because they don't have a teammate, so they come to these places ready to go. Wow, that just happened right in front of Connor Zilich as he snuck up on Chris Wright.
Yeah, Chris got into the wall a little bit, it looked like. Didn't lose a lot of momentum, but I think Zilich might have backed off when he saw Chris Wright up in the wall just to give him time to get it straight. But Zilich goes ahead and takes that third spot now. It's amazing how much time that some of these drivers will lose in traffic if you catch them.
Trouble for Andres Perez in the wall. You had mentioned he may have been damaged from earlier on and was falling back, went a lap down. He was 8th at the point. He's got damage both sides of this car.
Yeah, you see the damage on the left front. That's from the contact with Isabella on the second lap of the race. Looked like maybe he cut down a right front tire and that cost him to get in the wall. We talk about his consistency. Only 2 times this year has he been out of the top 10. Let's ride along, Jamie, and see if we figure out what happens here. There we go. Obvious the right front tire goes down. I'm sure the ARCA officials will keep an eye on this. More than likely that caution will come out within a lap or so, and I think that's going to save Andy J.
And there it is. Caution is in the air. Second time today, but this is the scheduled caution.
And Connor Zilich, just before we went to break, he actually blew a right front tire. So he had to come down there, you see on your screen, he had to come down pit road before they opened it to change that right front. Here it is, the replay for you. But he was complaining to his team that the car was getting tighter and tighter and just really bad. He said he fired off great and it went to junk. So the team did bring him back in during this scheduled caution at lap 50 to replace the rest of the tires and make some adjustments for him. They also did a tear off and fuel for Connor Zilich.
We're ready to get back to racing for the second half of this race tonight. Tanner Gray leads Corey Day on the front row. Great restart from the outside.
Remember, Zilich, by pitting too early, had to go to the back once again for this initial start, but he's making his way up through the middle, it looks like, in traffic. Corey Day staying right with us. We have him 3 and 4 wide. Look at Chris Wright trying to get underneath Amber. No room.
Oh, sideways. Chris Wright gets into Amber Balkin. Teammates Amber with a great save once again. And she straightens it out.
I'm going to give her the Reese's Sweet move right now. Right now. Regardless of what else happens in this race. I did, but Corey Day said, well, maybe not so fast here. Maybe if I can take the lead, maybe that'll be a sweet move.
How about this? The best battle we have had up front for the lead. Nobody's had anything for Tanner Gray. Greg Ives, longtime Cup crew chief, on the box as they're side by side. Caution is out for the third time. Rita Goulet, I believe, is the stopped car. There she is. He'll get out of this race car and he'll jump into the truck. Maybe he'll have to stop in victory lane before then, but he'll have to go through that 18 car. As we're green once again, Tanner Gray, Corey Day, Chris Wright, Gio Ruggiero.
See, Tanner was able to clear Corey Day before they got to turn 1. Watch Zilich up on the high side.
Trying to make it 3 wide. Chris Wright just in front of him.
Just over 30 laps to go here. It's time to go for Zilich to see if he can go up there and run with those front 2 cars.
It appears as though Gio Ruggiero, they got their car a little bit better on that pit stop.
You see a little bit of momentum from Corey Day. He's going to try to make the move on the inside. He's going to get loose down there.
And he's sideways. He takes Tanner with him. Tanner keeps it off the wall. Corey Day goes to the bottom of the racetrack, and the caution is out.
That was very reminiscent of Amber's slide. Great job by Corey Day. I'm telling you, that was so much sideways that the ARCA officials thought he was going to spin and threw a caution. And I don't blame him, because if he spins and goes back up the racetrack, that could have been catastrophic. But another great save by Corey Day.
Here we go. Tanner Gray, Chris Wright. Green flag once again. What a restart by Tanner Gray.
Connor Zilich going to try to get to the inside of Chris Wright.
Andy Jankowiak, the outside of Connor Zilich.
Zilich is going to try to pull up beside of Chris Wright. He's going to side draft him a little bit. See if he can beat him down to the corner. Chris Wright's hanging in there.
Connor trying to hold it down there on the bottom. Doesn't quite make it work.
We saw, though, Chris Wright gave him some room. The closer he would have gotten to him, the looser that car would have got, but Chris Wright gave him some room. Here goes Zilich. See if he can make the move now on Chris Wright.
Whew. Lap car right there. They get around him.
Chris is going to hang in there on the outside. Watch Zilich pull over to side draft. Try to pull that car back a little bit and get sideways while he's doing it.
Pinnacle Racing Group in the 28 went up against Venturini Motorsports.
He has him cleared. He has him cleared right now. Do a little bit of a slide job. He's got it.
Part-time driver. Hasn't been easy for him tonight either. Had unapproved adjustments at the start. Started in the back, and the caution is out for the 5th time.
The absolute last thing that Tanner Gray and his team wanted to see.
Ooh, Chris Wright in the wall.
Looks like possibly another right front tire down.
Hang on. Here we go. ARCA Menards Series action from Kansas Speedway. As they make their way to the green flag, it's Amber Balkin, Tanner Gray. Amber gets a push from the 28 of Connor Zilich. She hangs on to it. Was sideways, but it's Tanner Gray out front.
That push really killed Connor Zilich's momentum. Look at Andy J in second.
Andy Jankowiak says, the heck with my best career finish. I want to win this thing. 73 car's been stout. Does he have enough for the 18? Amber Balkin hanging in there on those old tires. Corey Day up at the wall, and here comes Connor Zilich to the inside.
And there those old tires were showing up for Amber. She did a nice job for half that lap, and then just nothing she could do about it.
The 82 on the inside.
Andy J's going to hang in there tough. Coming down for 1 to go.
Connor Zilich not giving up on the high side.
Connor's going to try to pass them both here down the straightaway.
Tanner Gray hanging on. I don't see the smoke any longer. 3 wide behind him. Corey Day into Andy Jankowiak. They're rubbing, we stay green. Tanner Gray continues to lead. Connor Zilic right behind him. Does he have enough time? Final lap. Tanner Gray has been so impressive with this 18 team. Won earlier in the season. Checker flag in the air. Tanner Gray wins it at Kansas Speedway and gets that redemption.
Outstanding job by Tanner Gray. Tell me that left rear tire is low. You can see it smoking like you were talking about.
How did he hang on to that?